Imagine your mind is a big, creaky, old family house, the one you've lived in your whole life. Every thought, memory, emotion, and belief is a relative. Some you love, some you tolerate, and some you swore you'd never let past your front porch again. You've been doing the work, the inner work, years of therapy, meditation, journaling, plant medicine, screaming into pillows, whatever your flavor of healing is. You've swept the floors, you repainted the walls, opened most of the windows. The house feels good, peaceful even. So, this year, for the first time ever, you decided to invite the whole family for Thanksgiving. All of them, no exceptions, because you're healed, right? The house has three main levels: the bright living room, your conscious mind. This is where you sit, smile, and believe you're in charge. The kitchen and the hallways, your subconscious. Habits simmering on the stove, automatic reactions like grabbing snacks from the fridge. The basement and the attic, the unconscious. Dark, dusty, doors you nailed shut a long time ago and hoped it would stay that way. The guests start arriving. First come the polite cousins, your everyday thoughts. They sit neatly on the couch, legs crossed, making small talk about the weather. Then your helpful aunts and uncles. These are your skills and good habits. They help you set up the table without even being asked. Everything is wonderful. But some relatives always arrive early and uninvited. Cousin anxiety slips through the back door before you even finish setting the table. Uncle regret lumbers from the basement carrying a box labeled 2009 to 2014 do not open. Aunt Shame is already drunk in the coat closet, and great grandma abandonment is rattling chains in the attic, singing off key lullabies from your childhood. You panic. The turkey isn't even out of the oven yet. Quickly, quietly, you heard all the troublesome ones downstairs or upstairs. Nail the door shut again, tighter this time. You even drag out the china cabinet in front of the basement door for good measure. You put on a smile, smooth your shirt, and announce to the living room, everything's fine. Dinner is almost ready. And the party begins. There is laughter in the living room, clinking glasses. Somebody compliments your gratitude centerpiece. Life feels good, healed, under control. And then, crash. The basement door flies open. Next thing you know, Uncle Regret is standing on your dining room table, reenacting every mistake you've ever made, complete with slideshow. Cousin Anxiety is hiding behind a curtain, hyperventilating into a paper bag. And Aunt Shame spilled red wine all over the white carpet of your self esteem and is now sobbing, I knew we shouldn't have worn white after Labor Day. The polite cousins freeze mid sentence. The helpful aunts drop their trays. The whole party screeches to a halt while these unhealed parts of you wreak havoc in the middle of your I've got my shit together life. You spend the next hour, sometimes the next week, sometimes the next year, chasing them through the house, apologizing to the guests, begging them to go back downstairs, boarding the door up again, promising yourself and everyone else that this time it'll hold. But here's the truth the house has been trying to teach you. As long as they're locked in the dark, starving for light and love, they will always find a way out. They will always crash the party, not because they hate you, but because they're family. And family just wants to come to dinner. The healing isn't nailing the door shut harder. The healing is opening the door, pulling up an extra chair, and finally letting Aunt Shame sit at the table. Listening to Uncle Regret's long, boring stories without rushing him out of the room, and asking Cousin Anxiety what is she actually afraid of while we're passing her the mashed potatoes. Once you look them in the eye and say, I see you, you belong here, some of them will calm down and behave like they've been waiting their whole lives for that invitation. Others might still act up from time to time, but the outbursts get smaller, shorter, less destructive, and a few, when they finally feel safe and heard, will hug you, grab their coat, and walk out the front door into the night, free. You'll never see them again. That's when you realize the house feels bigger, lighter, quieter in the best way, and it begins to feel like home. So, if you're in the middle of one of those seasons where the basement just exploded all over your Thanksgiving dinner, take a breath. It doesn't mean you failed at healing. It means some relative you locked away years ago is knocking again. This time, hoping you'll answer the door with love instead of another nail. Open it. Pull up a chair. There's always room at the table for family. Happy Thanksgiving, beautiful soul. May your house get a little brighter this year, one relative at a time.